I usually live right in the moment because I blew it yesterday and tomorrow's not here yet. And this morning I woke up, thank you, put my feet over the edge of the bed, down to the floor, stood up. I didn't collapse. What are we going to do today?
One of the nice things about being an elder learner, if we talk about learning as we get into the older age group, is that not only is it very rewarding and exciting, we actually have a little more time and freedom to do it, and actually we have a capacity to do it much better than we could before. It encourages us to keep active, it makes us feel good, it makes us enjoy life better, and the array of things in the community now is really quite exciting. And there is an increasing recognition that this is an age in which people really want to learn and be involved and do things, and so we should take the opportunity.
L'université de troisième âge fut fondée en Europe, en France, et ensuite c'est arrivé au Canada il y a à peu près 30 ans passés. Comme ici à l'Université de Moncton, nous sommes là depuis 30 ans. Ça a comme but de maintenir les aînés en bonne forme physique, intellectuelle, maintenir leur santé, maintenir leur autonomie, pouvoir vivre dans leur foyer le plus longtemps possible. Et nous ici, bien, on a ce qu'on appelle le programme Grouille-Rouille, qui permet aux aînés de se réunir chaque semaine et faire des exercices qu'ils peuvent ensuite poursuivre à la maison. C'est certain que l'université de troisième âge en Amérique, au Canada, ici, c'est pour les francophones. C'est que ça leur permet de continuer à s'instruire, à s'informer, à se connaître, à maintenir leur santé dans la langue et dans leur culture.
Si tu tout paye de quoi, si tu n'as rien, tu perds tout. Reste à la maison, si regarder les 4 heures, non. Non. Puis il y a beaucoup de monde, c'est ça qui fait ça. Puis je dis, à sortir, aller avec le monde.
There's formal learning and informal learning. We tend to recognize the course that you can go to the university, go to the community, go to the library and take a course in something. That's more formal and it's structured and it's a very good way to learn. But learning things informally, getting up in the day and deciding that this day you're going to do some gardening, you're going to learn a little bit more about what that plant is and when it should be planted and how and whatever is all learning. Learning is learning.
I'm 60, but most of the ladies here are 80, 89. And it's just nice to enjoy and hearing their stories and the different things they've done in their lives and things like that. You know, I find it very interesting. And the different topics we talk on.
Taking on those challenges, even though they're a bit of a risk, they make you feel anxious. The rewards are so great, and they increase your confidence about doing the next thing. So it becomes a very exciting process.
I just recently bought the computer, and I figured it was, you know, there's so many things that I didn't know. I figured it was a good chance, and I had seen the ad in the local paper, so I thought, you know, why not give it a shot?
College, who would ever think I'd go to college? Trade school, yeah. College, no. Yeah, you know what I mean? You couldn't afford to go to college. But I've been there.
And then you keep these lines here, this one tip up just a little bit.
Creativity is interesting because people who are always creative tend to continue to be creative. Others, though, who didn't think of themselves as being very creative can become so just by deciding that they're going to go into a new venture. And they often bring to it a different way of thinking, and they bring their experience and their life. And so whether it's an art class or a writing class or whatever, they bring themselves. And often the results are remarkable.
My husband is doing drawing and he did photography, and for someone waiting for hip surgery that's really frustrated at having to be in one place, drawing has been just wonderful. He's absolutely loving it.
This past last December, I was asked if I'd like to illustrate a children's book. I've been waiting for this for some time. We met at the Owens Art Gallery with an opening for a members show. So she asked me, and I said, I'd love to do it.
Well, one of the things we've learned in recent years, which I think is really quite exciting, is that there are a lot of things that will help maintain normal functioning brains. And one of the most important is an exercise program. We tend not to think about exercise in terms of our mental capacity. We think about our joints and our physical capacity. But there is no question that there's a striking ability of a regular exercise program to keep you mentally functioning well. There are other things too. Your general health. Maintaining a reasonable, well-balanced diet, keeping your general health and particularly blood pressure, cardiovascular system, all makes a big difference.
Moi, c'était parce que je me sentais, comment on dirait, lourde. Tu sais, j'avais pas d'énergie. Je faisais une petite marche puis je m'essoufflais. J'avais pas de force dans mes jambes. Puis je croyais que c'était pour les vieux, hein. Quand je m'ont dit les exercices là, de grouille. Puis quand j'ai venu ici, j'ai été agréablement surprise. J'avais de la misère à les faire. Alors j'ai continué.
Moi, je n'arrête jamais d'apprendre. J'enseigne, mais je suis une éternelle étudiante. J'apprends l'espagnol actuellement, puis le fait que je suis en forme physiquement, ça m'aide à ma mémoire.
It's important that people understand that there is normal forgetting. Normal forgetting, particularly as we get older, is about forgetting recent memories. And those are particularly impaired if we don't concentrate on them. So if we're busy, we're thinking about other things, we're not actually concentrating on those things and we tend to forget them. That's normal forgetting. There's also the forgetting of things like names and faces and where we put our glasses and whatever. That's normal. It is not a concern, and it doesn't mean Alzheimer's disease and has no relationship to it.
I find by taking the courses that my mind is probably quicker and sharper than it was 10 years ago. I don't worry about, like all of a sudden forgetting a name.
There is the aging process that's still there, and it's still, you're not as alert, and you forget more than you used to. I mean, you have to come to grips with that and realize that's part of it. You have to. And but for the most part, I think by using the computer, I'm on the computer a lot too. Till 1 o'clock in the morning. Some mornings I get playing games, and I mean, it's a stupid old lady, but I have fun.
Social interaction is extremely important, and in fact, your support group around you, your friends, family, community, become extremely important. And that correlates very well with how well people function, both mentally, but also from a social point of view.
These are my girls. The women in this room, they're all great people. They all have a community spirit. They also want to belong and be part of something the same as everyone else does. Every once in a while I'll say, okay, it's time for us to go for dinner, or we'll have a cater. And I do all of that because I just think it's, I don't know that it's, I don't think I'm special or anything. I just think that's part of what I like to do because I think I was born to be a helper.
Lorsqu'on est actif et lorsqu'on bouge, lorsqu'on marche, lorsqu'on lit, lorsqu'on va au cinéma, lorsqu'on va à des soirées sociales, lorsqu'on fait du bénévolat, ça nous tient et maintient en vie. Puis, il faut que les aînés, ça bouge. Sinon, on ne peut pas demeurer assis dans une chaise ou se bercer. Si on fait ça, on meurt.
If you want to do something, make sure you do it before you retire, because afterwards you won't have time to do it. You'll be too busy.